just coming up to Wadden where we moored before, but obviously we're not stopping here because we're going to go straight through to Semmington, which looks like it's very rainy by the look of the clouds, so we'll see. Maybe we can get there before it really starts to pour. Coming up along this bit is pretty much a stretch of permanent moorings, which you can have per year if you can find one, particularly on the Kennet and Avon. They're quite rare. Costs you a bit more money, but if you need to be based in one place, worth it. We just enjoy moving. Okay, it's the 6th of December and we have left Hilperton about 20 minutes ago where we were moored, and we turned yesterday, you'll have seen that already probably, and we are heading back up to Semmington Dock today, so the other way back up towards Devizes. Hopefully just one swing bridge on this, no locks if we can get the mooring that we want. This is us pootling along. It's a beautiful day.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's the 15th of December, 10 days to Christmas. Tufty says, where's our walk? Come on, hurry up. Just got up. Kira's following up. Mel's stretching in bed. I'm just going to take the dogs out. This is the first of a couple of days we're down here. We had a look at the fuel pipe here. We've replaced it because every time we fill it up, there's a leak at the bottom. And we replaced the whole pipe. And it turns out the leak is actually something to do with the weld. There's a little bottom pipe there. So I've got something that's coming in the post, which we'll pick up from the studio when we go back on Wednesday to help to repair that. But that's almost done as well. And then in the engine bay, changed the idling on the engine, so it's slightly better now as well. So yeah, here we are. Welcome to episode 6 of Getting Legless. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful life. First job of the day is walking the dogs down this amazing path. Well, we come on the way back now, but that way is towards the car park at Sells Green, or Martinslade actually. And then this way leads to Fox Hangers Marina. So the canal is over there, and our boat's roughly about that direction. So I just walked down the canal up into this back alley, back road, and the dogs are loving it. Taking all the smells in. It's the most important thing on a walk for dogs, I've heard, is the smells and the stopping to be able to sort of just discover. They use their sense of smell just like we use our eyes. They want to know what's going on around them, and their smell is very important. So if they're on a lead, they don't often feel that they can stop so much as they want to. So if you can let a dog off the lead, they enjoy the walk so much more, because they get all that information, that fix of what's going on in the world around them. Are we safe? All that malarkey. And it's great to see them. I never see the dogs quite so happy as when they're on these free roaming walks, and they get to do it a lot around the canals, which is fantastic. Oh look, there's Legless behind the trees. Yeah, we went and got some wood from Paul yesterday. That's the guy we know that does wood. We got back a massive load, sort of 4 barrow full of loads. But you can see onto the left there in the bow, well, we were going to put it into the little hole. There's a hold right at the bow there. It's only a room on its own. But we opened it up and it had a bit of water in it. So we couldn't really put the wood in there. So at the moment we put it under a tarpaulin on the front deck there, on the bow deck. So that'll be one of my first jobs, is to take the water out of that front hold, see if we can dry that up. But there's Legless from a distance. Oh, I don't think I'll try and walk up the steps next to it. I'll probably break my neck on them. So I'm now sitting on the bow of the boat that we're dealt with. And this hatch is right at the front, and it covers a room just the other side of the potter's cabin there. So there's the bow doors, bow deck, potter's cabin, which goes down underneath the bow deck and the rest of the boat. But then there's a bulkhead there, which means that this is all sealed off. And we were going to put the wood in here yesterday when we got it back. But as you can see, it's a bit wet in there. Now, it's not a leak. We think it's just where we've gone through locks and water's got in. But once water gets in, it evaporates, and then evaporates onto the roof, and then just goes back in again. So it distills itself. So anyway, I'm going to try and get that drier to see if we can put this wood and store it in there. Anyway, see how it goes. Well, that didn't go to plan. The bilge pump I've got is a hand pump one, and that's the end that goes into the water, but the water's just slightly less deep than that is. So obviously if it was deep water, we can get a lot of water out quite quickly. But for like less than a centimetre, it just stands over it and just goes. So yeah, that didn't work. So I think what I'm going to do now is put puppy pads down, which is one of the things we were told if you've got a leak or something inside. Puppy pads are great at just soaking up moisture. You just lay them over the top and then it soaks up that moisture. I might just put a few of them down in there and then take them out. At least it'll get rid of most of the moisture, and then we'll see where we stand after that. But anyway, at least we know we got this for deep water. It's just not deep enough. Have you ever heard that before? Well, you probably can't see my face. It's about 7:15 on the 16th of December, and I'm walking the dogs really early. If I turn this around, maybe you just about make them out there, just along the canal. It was really heavy rain last night, so there's loads of puddles, which is why I'm wearing my head torch. Very useful thing to have for lots of different reasons, especially when you just want to find things down the back of the bed, or some light on some repairs you're doing. Really useful stuff. But anyway, we're moving the boat today. We'll go through about 6 locks. We're going to get as close as possible to the bottom of the Cairn locks, which is a flight of locks outside the rises. There's about 20 in all, around that number, all grouped really closely together on quite a steep hill. Feat of engineering in its day, and now, if you built it now, it'd be amazing. But anyway, we're going to go up those the next time we move, so not today, but in about 2 weeks' time. We've done a lot between here and west, like 10 miles west of where we are now, backwards and forwards a few times, and now we're going up to a different area. That would be nice. But that's the idea, and it takes all day to do the Cairn locks, so that means that we want to be there at the beginning of the day to get a good start. We'll make a big push and get to the top. That's in 2 weeks' time, but for today we're going to be moving to a place to prepare for that, and that'll be up near the bottom of Cairn Lock. So we're setting off early morning to catch a good spot to base ourselves for the next move. That's Hawkeye in front. It's about just about 8:30, and yeah, so moving day today. About 6 locks up. That's Mel just walking on the left hand side. She's got the windlass and a hammer. And here we go. Lock number 2. There's Hawkeye. There's me, and there's Mel, and there's Hester doing the gates at the end there. While that's happening, you have to sort of stay towards the back when you're going upstream, because the water comes in from the front, and there's a sill at the front that you have to avoid, like a concrete thing going the other way, it's a little bit more frantic because as it goes down you have to avoid the sill and avoid tipping the boat. But so far so good. Is that the bottom of the Cairn Locks? No. Yeah.
I like your thinking though.
Yeah, I just saw a hill and locks in it. That's what I thought. Where's he doing? What's he doing? Where's he going? What's happening? Hi up. So we've moved, I think we moved through 6 locks and we've got to lock 28, which is this bridge here. I'm on now, try not to get run over. This one behind me. Behind me is where we're going. That goes up Cane Hill Locks, but we're sort of halfway through. If I turn this around, where we sort of started at Fox Hangers, that's actually the bottom of Cane Hill Locks. So all the ones we've come up are part of the Cane Hill Locks. And then we get to a place called Rowde, R-O-W-D-E, where we're now. In fact, actually, if I do this again. And we are that boat there, the yellow one just there. So, yeah, it's great. 2 weeks' time we'll be going up that way, doing a multitude of locks, 15 or 16 locks. Fantastic. Beautiful countryside again. Makes you happy being by the water. Oh, busy day. Done roofing and stuff, but Mel's just cooked an amazing meal. Tortilla with potatoes and onions and beans and sausages. Absolutely stunning. What a way to end the day. And a cup of tea to go with it. Look at that. Oh. Tomorrow back to the land of the living, to the studio, and then come back here tomorrow night to home, to Legless.
Okay, it's the 16th of December, and yesterday Matt very cleverly started doing all the panels for the roof. So some of that's been done. We've got a way to go, but he did really well yesterday. At the moment, he is. Hello, Kira. Out here making some inside doors, I think is the plan.
It's going to go like this. And then it'll go like that. But there'll be a bit on there that will go like that to cover that bit up. So then it goes like that, and then you open it up like that.
And then that will keep us a little bit warmer until we actually do all the hatches and doors and stuff properly. So good job. Okay, so here's the roof panel process. So Matt's currently measuring out
8 inches. If it was winter, I'd be measuring out 7.
Haha, I was waiting for that. Do you notice there was a gap? I was waiting for the comedy gold. Yeah, so all the slats up there are being cut from the bigger bits of wood that we ordered in, which is the same wood that we've got along the walls.
Good morning, world. It is 17th of December 2025. Look at us. Oh, that's dark. You can't see. It's very dark. We're in bed, just woken up. It's about 8:30. Our alarm clocks have gone off. This particular Tufty one, at 8:30, seems to know when it's 8:30, wakes us up every morning. My good lady is here with her hood on because she rocks like that. OG, getting up in bed. Anyway, we're just surveying what we did yesterday. That's the roof that I did yesterday. And it was dripping a bit because you get condensation on the top of it. So early this morning, about 6 o'clock, Mel said I could feel a drip somewhere. So I went around and I just sealed up the gaps with some small screws. And yeah, I suppose that's what happens when you get it more insulated, you get more condensation, so you've got to be aware of that. This is marine ply, so if it gets wet, it sort of deals with it. But
I will say it was only because it was dripping on my head,
yeah,
not just because I heard a random drip and I was like, right, get up, get the drill out.
That's why you're wearing a hood. Yeah, looking like a boxer. Anyway, we got some studio work today. So we're at a place called Rowde, spelt Rowde, which is the nearest spot pretty much to the bottom of the steep drag of the Cairn Locks. So Rowde, all but 5 of the Cairn Locks are in Rowde, and we are about to, the next week, 2 weeks, just before New Year's Eve, we are going to be going up the flight, which takes about 6 hours. I think there's about 15 locks in it. So we're there at the moment. We're going to leave the boat this morning. We're going to get dressed, just go to the van and get to the studio. We've got a few jobs to do, both of us, to do with the radio show. We've not got a brilliant signal here, so we have to make sure we can get what we need to do sent off. So different things. I've got a gig in Lymington, and then I'll come back to Wimborne from there, pick up Mel and the ruffians, and we'll head out back here for tonight. But bit by bit, yeah, we're getting things done. I reckon it's going to take me another day to get the rest of the roof done, and then we're considering turning the sides into slats like that as well. So it's basically just taking those down and cutting them into the slats, then putting them back up again, which is a bit fiddly, but it does make everything look bigger, and it's better for when you have to replace anything. So if something gets damaged, for example, a wall panel, you don't have to replace the whole panel. You can just replace the slat in its place. We've done a lot while we were up here the last couple of days. It's been really enjoyable. And now we're ready for a bit of the real world until we come back and recover.
Are we though? I don't know that we are.
Well, you don't look it.
But I do have lots of things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. You look great like that. You look like Mary and her child.
E.T.
First walk of the day. So we've just come through that little tunnel there. That's where the boat is. Heading this way up towards the cairn locks. This is a good view of them actually. This is where we're going to be going a couple of weeks' time. So there's about 15 locks in quick succession there. And it's famous around the country for what it does. It goes you up really quickly. So like 270 metres in 2 miles over the whole 2 miles of the cairn locks, which is I think about a mile of it's behind us. So we've done that already. But this is like the final push, the steepest part. But that's the plan. And at the beginning, if you watched episode 1, and it was like a fast motion of me turning the boat, that's where it was. That's where we were doing it. So that was the first day we were, well, the second day we were around. Brilliant stuff though, isn't it?
Here cometh the Matthew with a wheelbarrow of supplies. All right, dramatic head.
So far away.
We've just been to Asda to beat the Christmas rush and get some things we actually need, rather than, you know, fighting over the last bag of sprouts and all that. There he is.
Balanced on the platform, waiting for you to take the things from the barrow.
Well, you wanted me to video you.
I know.
Well,
Multitask.
now
like a female.
choose. Which one would you like?
Multitask like a woman. Come on.
Okay, so it's the 22nd of December today, and while Matt's just working on some roofing, I thought I'd bring you up to the bridge and show you on the 29th what our mammoth job is going to be. So we're currently moored the other side of this lock here at the bottom, and on the 29th we should be going all the way up the main flight, which I think is 16 locks in a row. They're like stairs. So that'll be Hawkeye and Matt driving the boats, and me and Hester, powered by much coffee I suspect, to do the locks. So once we get up the top there, we'll be in Devizes. So that is the next job. You'll get a different view on the day, I'm sure, from Matt on the boat. I think me and Hester will be slightly busy, but I'll attempt to get some as well from down there along the locks.
Tough announcing himself back home.
Back in a minute.
All right. Day something of doing the roof in the internal roof in the boat. I started doing it maybe 2 weeks ago. We've been back and forth. It's been Christmas as well, so it's been quite a busy period for musicians in the studio as well. So I think this is about the 6th day, 5th, 4th, something like that I've worked on the roof. But I've just completed one side. I've got a couple more panels to do on this side, but I just wanted to show you. I feel really proud about this. I've never done roofs before, and to be honest with you, I never want to do them again. But it's actually really quite fun to do this. That's the roof slats from the stern, and again a bit of tidying up to do. You can see a couple of gaps, but and then it goes all the way. The inside of the cabin is about 50 foot long, That's 50 foot right to the way to the back, where there's another door yet to cut. But I'm really chuffed. All I've got to do now is 2 more panels, which are 17.5 inches long by 8 inches wide, and just got to fit them next to this gubbins. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. It's starting to look good. We decided now what we're going to do is put slats on the walls as well, vertical slats, which that's 40 inches from there to there, and then, well, actually to there, to that bottom part of that, because we need to put things like plug sockets and things like that along there. So that's what that bit's for, and then we over so that all the wires stay up. But yeah, brilliant. I'm looking forward to it being done, but that's the roof done internally anyway, almost. Just a couple of screws, but done. Honest. It's Boxing Day, 27th of December, and we've just come back up with the boat in between studio sessions. Mel's going to be staying up here now until the next year, and then I've got something to do tomorrow morning, and I'm going to go down, finish all that off, and come back tomorrow evening. But we had a wonderful Christmas with the family on Portland, and they'd done a Secret Santa, and they'd all conspired against us. Basically, what they'd done, they'd all gone out and bought everything that they think we need for the boat, like fire extinguishers, fire blankets.
I don't think they trust us.
Smoke alarms.
A lot of fire-related things.
Smoke monoxide or monoxide, carbon monoxide detectors. My favourite thing is the fan. So basically, they bought that. Anyway, they did all this Secret Santa, and everybody pulled out a number, and Mel and I were last, and then all these different various prizes that people were getting were things to do with the boat, and every time they opened it, I was thinking, oh, that'd be useful for the boat, that'd be useful for the boat. And of course, what they did at the end of it, they said, well, the whole idea is to give them all to you because you haven't told us what you want for the boat. So thank you very much to the family for supplying us with,
yes, good old the family.
Yeah, lots of things that we were going to get at this point in time. Psychic, and really, really, really chuffed. So thank you very much to Mum, Dave, Caroline, their families, their kids, and everybody involved for that wonderful surprise for Christmas. We really, really feel loved, and it's beautiful. Anyway, so we're up here getting the fire on. It's not as cold as it has been the last couple of days because, well, I don't know why not, but it's better now. Slightly less chilly, but yeah, I'll do my thing tomorrow. Then I'll come back, and then I've got a few days to finish off maybe the walls in the on the top end of the boat, and then next year we've got a boat that is going to be wooded and stuff, isn't it?
Yes, if we can get the battery to work, that would be.
Yes, that's the other thing. We got a call from Hawkeye, the idea was we're moving up the cairn locks on the 29th, Monday. My brother and Fiona, his wife, are going to come up to see the boat and give us a hand with that. But Hawkeye called this afternoon while we were over in the studio and said, couldn't get your boat to start. So he doesn't know why, but we think the starting battery's drained. It could be something to do with the cold. I don't know. But anyway, so I think he's got that battery. I'm not sure whether he's taken it out or not at the moment.
He hasn't yet. We're going to deal with that tomorrow.
Okay, so we're going to see what's going on with all of that, and then move the boats over to the bottom of the cairn locks ready for the 29th. But we'll see what's going on. It's always a challenge, but it always feels like it's doable, and that's the thing about being on a boat. It's simple life. There's always a simple solution.
The next video, the dogs will look great because they'll have their new neckerchiefs on.
Yes.
That Jordan got them that says Captain Tufty and Captain Kira.
Yeah, Jordan is Mel's oldest son, and he's bought them neckerchiefs. They've got Captain Tufty and Captain Kira written on them. So we're going to look like animal haters when people watch us with that. But anyway, look. Got the thermometer and the fan. I'm just waiting for it to start. The fan doesn't work with power of it. You have to put in. You have to put batteries or anything like that. It works from when it gets to 170 Fahrenheit, which is about 80 degrees centigrade. It creates its own electricity and turns the fan blades, so it then projects the warm air down to that end, which will be fun and warmer. So anyway, happy Christmas to everybody, and if we don't see you before then, you probably will, but have a great new year. I hope 2026 is what you want it to be.
Good morning. It's Sunday the 28th of December, and the day started with a trip to Halfords with our boat battery with Hawkeye, so they could rig it up and test the battery, which was completely dead and useless, so we bought another one. Got back, Hawkeye's fitted that for us, bless him, and we were just on the other side of this bridge, so now we've moved up next to Hawkeye's boat, which is just in front of us, and that means we're all set for the off at 8 o'clock tomorrow to start the flight. Probably about 3 hours or so that's going to take. You might hear from us again today. If not, you certainly will somewhere along that journey. But yeah, always a boat job. Today was the battery. Good morning. It's Sunday the 28th of December, and the day started with a trip to Halfords with our boat battery with Hawkeye, so they could rig it up and test the battery, which was completely dead and useless, so we bought another one. Got back, Hawkeye's fitted that for us, bless him, and we were just on the other side of this bridge, so now we've moved up next to Hawkeye's boat, which is just in front of us, and that means we're all set for the off at 8 o'clock tomorrow to start the flight. Probably about 3 hours or so that's going to take. You might hear from us again today. If not, you certainly will somewhere along that journey. But yeah, always a boat job. Today was the battery.
First lock. We started off at 8:23. Hawkeye said there's a Guinness World Record for this. How many locks is it? 21?
In this bit, 21, yeah.
Okay, so 8:23 is when we started. So if we do it by August, we might beat the record. Lock number 2 done. Hawkeye has reliably informed me that the volunteers have gone up when they unlocked the locks for us. They've gone up and opened all of the locks so that they're the right level for us to go straight in. So the last one we just did, never done that quite before, but hang on, let's go a bit forward. Just making sure we don't hit the back of the boat there with the back of the boats, with the gates, because the water rushes in at the front and it pushes the boats back. So they opened all the locks, and Hawkeye's boat and ours went in all at the same time rather than one after the other. So that seems to it's a new technique. Synchronised swimming for canal boats. The Red Narrows, that's what we should call ourselves. Red Narrow.
Just a quick video, 29th of December, and we are halfway up the flight, so we're going up that way. And we've come from that way. Boats are just in that lock there. We've got Dave and Fiona who are giving us a hand. And there are actually 21 locks and not 16. So I was being a bit, hopeful yesterday. But we're doing a good job.
Fundraisers lock. Morning, Legless world. It's New Year's Eve, 30th of December, and we moved up the cairn locks, which you can see the end of behind me. That's the cafe at the top of it there. And so we're walking back down. It's about a mile, 1.2 miles, to pick up the van at IKEA today, because we decided we're really going to try and get the kitchen finished, and we want to need some ideas about the rest of the boat. And what I've shown you now is the run up. So there were 16 of these locks in quick succession and another 4 behind us, and we managed to moor just opposite the Black Horse in Devizes. So we're there for 2 weeks. I think the next plan is, once our time is up there, we're going to be going to past Devizes, because it's apparently not good to sort of try and moor inside Devizes, and then see the other side and head off east, eventually towards Newbury in about a year's time, we think, which is when we'll turn around and come back out and see it all again. It's exciting. Anyway, yeah, this is what we did yesterday. Mel, Hester and a chap from the CRT, the Canal Rivers Trust, helped do all the locks, and then my brother Dave and Fiona, they parked at the car park over there, which is the official car park for the cairn locks, and met us, and they walked down, and then they started to do the locks, and Dave actually steered into the lock a couple of times as well. He did really well. But yeah, new date. I want to crack on with the walls today, so I've marked out most of the wood. I just need to saw it and then put it up. That won't take long. But we're taking a trip to Bristol IKEA, so we're going to be there for days trying to find the way out. And if we do get lost, I would suggest looking for the first place is where the meatballs are, because I'm probably going to head for that for safety reasons and survival instincts. But that's what today is, and 2 days left of 2025. New Year's Eve 2025, we're all parked up. That's us behind us, Legless, the other one, that's Hawkeye's boat next to it. We're just opposite the Black Dog in Devizes, if anyone wants to know where we are at the moment. But we're gonna, see the new year in on the boat, first time today. It's been a lovely, it's a really cold day today, because there's no cloud cover. It's misty, but there's no cloud cover. But it's just beautiful, and so if I don't get a chance to say Happy New Year to everybody who's watched, Happy New Year. Make sure 2026 gives you what it wants. Don't forget, it's up to you to find it. Don't let it just go past. If you want to do something that you want to do, then just do it. That's the rule. So from Legless and Devizes from 2025, we'll see you in 2026.
Okay, it's the 3rd of January and the canal is frozen. I don't know if you can see it because it's really sunny. It froze over at about 8 o'clock last night and it's still frozen now. So absolutely freezing. Some little patches that are starting to break up. But I think that's the boat next to us because they're going to move today. I think they're going to have a bit of a challenge.
It's Tuesday the 6th of January, and I've been down to the studio for about a week, but coming back up for another few days, and it's all frozen, isn't it? With snow on top. So we're here for another 6-7 days before we have to move. Yeah, that's a new one. That's how cold it is. Dogs love it though. We just wheelbarrowed 3 of the 5 bags of wood we've got, and there's some steps over the other side of the canal, so it's quite hard going to get any more bags. So I'm a bit knackered. I'm just going to leave it like it is now. I thought I'd give you a view of the boat from the other side of the canal. There's Mel on the back. There she is. It's the other side of the Black Horse and Devizes. Afternoon, I think. Time has no meaning on the boats. I think it's the 7th of January, Wednesday. We're off back to Dorset tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got some studio work, the radio show to do, different things like that. So it's that sort of pattern again. But I've been busying myself doing different things around the boat today. I've yet to finish the panelling on the wall. So if you can see this side, you can see how all these are now slats, and before they were like this. They were panels. So basically what I'm doing one by one is I'm taking the panels down and cutting them into 8-inch slats. It looks better that way, and then just rearranging them up there, just slightly overlapping, which means then I have to make another one out of another piece of plywood to fill in the gap. I'm going to sort of do the same with the frame around here, but I'll just use the old frame around that window. But then we got to this point here with the duck hatch. So the duck hatch is what you can open as a side door on the boat. You can open it up, you know, you can feed the ducks through it. You throw your water out of there, you know, your wash water and things like that. But it's not lined yet, as you can see. It's sort of bare metal, and until we get round to doing that with proper nice wood, oak lined and all the rest of it, so that then it's padded and insulated itself, it lets a lot of cold in. So on this side I made a door to open the one on the other side like that, and then you can open the door if you want to, but it's just a temporary measure just to keep the air in. But on this side, we both use that duck hatch. So what I've done is made an upward swinging one, but I've made it into a table with the legs. So I don't know if I do this one-handed. Hang on. There's a little button on the leg just underneath, so squeeze the button in, and then that leg folds in, and the whole thing gets bolted up. I'm going to try and do this while I'm holding this. It's very stiff at the moment. Hang on. There we go. So that hangs up there. It covers the panel, and then if we wanted like a table or something like that, then you reach up, you undo that, take this down by this, and then we have a table so that you can sit at and open up in the summer, eat your dinner at. Bit of an idea, bit of fun, and yeah. So probably not an essential, but nice to have. It's a good idea. Hello, Kira. Hello, Tufty. What's going on? Gonna go in. aren't they? Tufties are a bit anxious on the boat, aren't you, mate? What are you doing there? What are you doing? You wagging your tail? Tufty says he's enjoying this. Aren't you, mate? What's going on? Well, he don't look like he's enjoying it. He's frantic as hell. But I think he is. Here's the cool one. I'll just pop up on deck and see what my boat's doing. Yeah. Oh, I didn't say that we could move from the other spot. We quite like the smells there. I'm going back in. I wonder what they do think if they stay in the boat and then when we go somewhere and they come out, it's like being in a lift.
So yeah, 12th of January, we're moving the boat 2 miles this morning. So we are just in the first lock now, and we are going that way. So I think we've got 3 locks and a really sharp bend. So I'll try and get some footage of the journey for you. Right, so we're currently in the 3rd lock. I think this is the last one. Let me take you around the other side of the bridge. So currently filling the lock. There's Matt doing a, I don't know, dad move. So we'll come out of this lock, keep heading that way, and shortly there will be a very manic bend, I reckon.
Where we took that trip with Rich. That's that theatre in front of us.
Okay, so we are just on the last lock, which I think is going to be the last lock in a couple of months, which is nice. Just gone past Devizes Canoe Club and the brewery, the old brewery buildings, and we are coming up to Devizes Wharf, where Matt was just saying when I turned the video on, we had a little nice day trip out before we got our boat with a friend of ours. So yeah, just pootling along really. You see all the holiday boats lined up here. to go under the bridge. I think we've got just under a mile left to go. This has got a water point and a rubbish point. So there's someone there filling up their water.
That's what we went on, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We can even venture.
Okay, we are going under this bridge, and then there's quite a very sharp turn. There's a boat coming.
Got it.
Oh no, he's there. It's alright, it's CRT. Afternoon.
Right.
Very pretty along here. So we are on the other side of Devizes now, and
About half a mile to go to the other side.
yeah, and the plan is
Done that well, look. Speed.
this year to be going as far as Newbury, and then we will turn around and come back and make the journey back down this way again. So lots of new places, because this is all new to me and Matt. Looking forward to it.
I haven't been on the boat for a while. I've been working really hard on the studio for a while. Lots of things happening there. I'll tell you all that about later on. Well, I came up last night, Monday. Hawkeye gave me a lift because my van's not working. That's another reason I haven't been up. A lot of gears being fixed, and that'll be done in about a week's time. Today, I think, is the 27th of January. But yeah, just walking the dogs. It's a little bit of rain. We're just the other side of Devizes at the moment. But it's just walking the dogs, and the rain started to come out. But if you look at beautiful rainbow Look at that. The dogs want to see the ducks. They're chasing the ducks up and down. So we're going to go back that way now. But what a strong rainbow that is. And look at the way the sky looks like it's darker on the outside than it is on the inside. It's an optical illusion, but it's fascinating. There's even a double rainbow now. Brilliant stuff. What do you think then, Tufty? Good? Yeah? Come on, this way then. Yeah, he wants to get in and swim with the ducks. They don't want him to do that though. And neither do I, to be honest with you. I'm a wet, cold dog then. Right, we're all moored up near the bridge inn at Horton, outside Devizes. That's Hawkeye. He's in front. We came from that direction. Beautiful day. Just about a mile and a half up the road, up the canal. There's a pub there called the Bridge Inn on the left. You can see the moorings and a heron. Just if I zoom in, there's a heron waiting for the next pint. He's eyeing up Hawkeye. What sort of bird is that? And so we're just going to pop into the pub. The first time we met Hawkeye here, actually, he was waiting in the garden. So it feels really good to actually. And I suppose that's when we got the idea of having a boat. So it's full circle, really. So we're going to go and pop over to the Bridge Inn and say hello. And then come on back. We'll leave the dogs in for now and see what the pub's like.